Opening night for The Sound of Music was a sight to behold. Julie Andrews, who played Maria, led the way, signing autographs and taking it all in. The movie, which came after a hugely successful theater run, was an adaptation of a story of a young woman who left an Austrian convent to be a governess for the widowed Captain von Trapp's 7 children.
Fräulein, did I not tell you that bedtime is strictly to be observed in this house?
Yeah, you did, sir.
In 1996, 2 of the real-life Von Trapp children told CBS's Mark McEwen how art imitated their real life.
What do people say to you when they find out that you're one of the Von Trapps?
They say, gee, it must have been interesting growing up in a family like that. And I say, yes, it certainly was.
When you watch the movie, how much of it is true and how much of it is a movie?
They took some events from our life, you know, and made a new story, but it's a beautiful story. The only thing is my father was different.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was he different?
Oh, he was a real father.
Okay.
And he was always with us and did lots of things with us.
Did the family sing as much as the movie shows the family singing?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
More.
More?
Yeah. My father wrote to a cousin in America, he said, my children sing all day long. And that's what we did, you know. Because when the second mother came, you know, she taught us how to sing in parts. So we found out we had a tenor, a bass, alto, and soprano. So we had a full choir, which we didn't realize we had.
Nor could they have possibly realized their life story would turn into one of the most popular movies of all time.
Why have so many people fallen in love with this film?
I get asked that a lot. What is it that made the film or makes the film so successful? And I don't know if it's any one thing, Hannah. I think there's a kind of innate decency, and it's about honor and love of family and love of country. It's got the most beautiful scenery and the most beautiful music, and wonderfully directed. But it was also very, very beautifully made. I mean, it was at the height of the sort of great golden era of all the musicals of Hollywood, and everybody did their most superb work.
Andrews admitted one of the film's most famous scenes was one of the most difficult to film.
Every time we took that iconic shot of the top of the mountain where I walk towards the camera and turn around and sing, it was filmed by a helicopter with a very brave pilot hanging out the side of it with his camera. And it was a jet helicopter, and the engine draft was so strong that every time he finished one shot, and we shot it many times, it wasn't just one take. We did it until it was perfect, and then he would go around me and back to the end of the field and start again. But every time he went round me, he just leveled me to the ground.
She says when she and Christopher Plummer got the giggles during their all-important love scene because the lights were making groaning sounds, director Robert Wise had to step in.
Because it happened once too often, Bob Wise said, I tell you what, he said, I'm going to walk you both into silhouette by the doorway where you kiss, and I want that way they'll never see if you're grinning from ear to ear. And it actually turned out to be a beautiful, iconic shot.
Wise would even reveal a few of his favorite things about the movie.
The thing I love about it the most is it seems to be going on from generation to generation, and I think it's a warm family story to start with, so that's how it would appeal to people so much, and I think it's a beautiful film to look at with those Austrian Alps and the countryside there, and I think the casting of the kids, and Julie particularly, I think was a big asset to it.
And while the very British Miss Andrews admits the film was slightly treacly, or cavity-inducing as we might say, it didn't seem to bother the critics.
We all, including Robert Wise, including Chris, including myself, we knew that there was an essence of saccharine about it simply because there was so much going on. I mean, mountains and music and children and nuns and everything. And we did attempt to get some astringent quality into it so that it wasn't quite as treacly as it had been on the stage. And I think even Rodgers and Hammerstein admitted that it was going to be a huge box office hit, but it did have some sentiment to it that was a little treacly.
1 year after The Sound of Music premiered, the film was busy collecting its 5 Academy Awards.